So what I love to do is start with you, Sammy, is to tell us what it's like for you in your experience and what you've connected with being a line 1 profile.
Yeah, so I love what you said about how at first, you connected really well with your chart. That's how I was when I learned I was a 5-1. Everything really clicked in everything clicked. So yeah, it was really profound. So as far as the line 1 goes, I believe I notice it more now that I know human design than I ever noticed it before. And it allows me to really take my time, which is great because I have an emotional authority. So I take my time and think decisions out a lot more than I used to. And I use it as a tool now to put myself in the best position and, take care of myself. So for me, it's been I've always been an investigator, but now I feel like I'm more patient with it as well. So yeah.
Very true. I find you're right. And as an emotional authority myself, having patience is a huge thing. I also find we're going to be talking a little bit more about the authorities and how they sort of intermingle with the line 1 later. But I do find that using my line 1 is really instrumental with getting clarity with my emotional authority. Do you find the same?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I honestly laugh at myself so much at how much I'll just know all this knowledge for just the randomest stuff, and you start to enjoy that aspect of yourself more, too. You just start to really appreciate that you can hold all that knowledge in, and you love to investigate and figure things out. And it's something that I feel like if anything, I've just really been more proud of in myself than maybe I didn't before, because it's on my unconscious side. I didn't notice that I was doing that already. So yeah.
Awesome. Karen.
So my line 1 is on the conscious side, and I am hyper aware and have always been hyper aware that I have this need to get to the bottom of things. And particularly that shows up in my curiosity about, topics of interest, wanting to investigate and go down a rabbit hole of information. But also getting to the bottom of people's problems. I work with clients in a, coaching, wellness coaching and doing human design. And it really lends itself to the dialoguing about what's beneath that, what's underneath that. And so it's something that I can use for myself, but it's also something that comes in really handy in my work with clients. And then there's also this sort of one thing at a time. And I had to kind of forgive myself and stop beating myself up for not being a multitasker before I knew my human design. And now I can contextualize that need to just do one thing at a time and go really, really deep through this understanding.
Yeah, I absolutely connect with the whole going deep and the rabbit holes, certainly. And Debbie, for yourself.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, so I am a 5-1 emotional manifesting generator. And for me, it's kind of the same as Sammy. I've always been aware of, I've always been collecting data, information. I don't know, I've always been curious. But it wasn't until I understood my profile that I knew it had a purpose. I really needed to, basically it was time for me to take everything that all the information I've gathered my whole life. look at my books. It's just, for some people it's one thing, for me it's books. And just now know, okay, I need this. And I think also other people can kind of be curious about why do you want to know all this? Why do you have all this information? And I have that because, I may have bought a book 20 years ago, but when somebody asked me a question, I could be like, oh, hey, wait a minute. I have the information in this book. And so it makes sense that for me, it's foundational to be able to guide others eventually as my 5 line, right? So, but it's taken me to learn about my profile, to really understand how it works. And like Sammy said as well, it's fun now, and you get to choose what you want to investigate, what you want to learn, because not everything interests me, but the stuff that does, rabbit holes. Yep.
Yes, Get out of my way. I'm researching. Yes.
Yeah.
Don't talk to me. I'm busy.
Can I add something to what you said real quick? I was going to say, so having all those books is actually a beautiful thing to do as a 5-1, because when you're a 5-1, they like the environment that you're in and stuff. And I learned this from like someone else who told me this, and like having all the little different things that have the meaning and values. Like I always have my spirituality books around me, or like some comics, like things I'm interested in. It kind of reminds you and can really ground you when you're at home. So like I love that you have all those books. I noticed that immediately when we got on the call. So that's really cool that you do that.
Yeah, I'm going to say I don't have my books as visible, but I was like the stockpiler, right, of books and information and surrounding. Now it's like my Kindle collection is like massive. And I love Kindle because generally the ebooks are instantaneous, right? And they're searchable.